Now let's look at how to deal with multiple conditions. We're looking at multiple conditions, and here you have your condition, operator, condition, operator. Similarly, if you are using an or, and for that matter, you could use a combination of, which is also allowed. Remember the priority that we spoke about. And if you are using the not, then this is how you would go about using the not. And please take note, whilst there's a semicolon there, that should not appear when we are writing our SQL statements and using them in Delphi. A couple examples that make use of multiple conditions. So here we have an age above 20. That's quite straightforward. We want the age above 20, but below 40. So we want the age above 20, and we also want the age below 40. So those are our two conditions that we want to use. It needs to be greater than 20, and it needs to be less than 40. So we need to join those two conditions. Select star from TBL actors, where age is greater than 20, condition 1. There's my connector, and age is less than 40. Make sure you fully understand how to use and or. That will be explained in another video. But in this case, I want both conditions to be true. In other words, age greater than 20 and age less than 40 for it to be within the specified range that we are looking for. And in this case, we've only got one actor in that range, who is Tigger, who has the age of 25 years. In the next example, we are looking for earnings above 75,000 and below 130,000. So very similar to the previous one, but this is based on annual earnings. So I've got the annual earnings greater than 75,000, it says above. And then annual earnings below would be less than 130,000. And we want both conditions to be satisfied. So we connect it using an and. And again, returning this, interestingly enough, it's also Tigger, who happens to have earnings of 129,000. In the next example, we want actor details who were born after the year 1999. We looked at how to solve that particular example, or how to write that condition. And, not and, or they earn above 100,000. So this means we can have one of the two conditions to hold true. The first condition is either you're born after this date, or you earn more than that amount. So that's now connecting the two conditions with an or. And you will see the date of birth, as we did in the previous example. The date of birth is greater than 2000/01/01. We enclose it between a hash. We're not using a like, as we did in the previous example. This is a date that we are comparing. You enclose it with a hash. And we want the annual earnings greater than 100,000. And we want one of the two, therefore we use the or operator. And that returns 3 records, Winnie, Tigger, and Piglet. Let's look at how you make use of the not operator. So here in this example, we want to display actor details for actors that are below the age of 50. So that is our restriction, below the age of 50. If I look at this particular restriction, it's greater than, the age is greater than equal to 50, not age greater than equal to 50 will be the opposite, where we have age less than 50. And that will meet the requirement where the actor's age is below the age of 50. In that instance, our output is Winnie, Tigger, and Piglet. And if we look at all of their ages, we see it is below the age of 50. Display the actor details for actors that are foreigners. We can use not in a similar manner. The opposite of foreigners are locals. So we could select star from TBL actors where is local equals true. That means they are a local. And not means simply is local equals false. And that would then display all the actors who are foreigners. And you'll notice there are no ticks. That means that they are foreigners. I guess a more appropriate example where we could use the not, the example that comes to mind in Delphi, if we are trying to find the consonants, and you have vowels, they make up the 26 letters of the alphabet. There are only 5 vowels, so to determine the consonants and to look for 21 different alphabets would be quite time consuming. It would be easier to rather look for the 5 vowels and use not, which would then give you a consonant. That is probably a more appropriate example where you can use the not operator. Let's now look at how we could use in and between operators. Here we use the select from where the field is in, and we define a particular set with the values that we want to check within the set. Some examples. Display the details of all the actors with the surname Pooh and Pig. So we want those surnames. We could say select star from TBL actors where actor surname in, and we can list the values that we want the actor surname to be. This, you will notice, is similar to making use of the or operator. In other words, we could have said actor surname is equal to Pooh, or actor surname is equal to Pig. That would be your equivalent instead of using the in operator. In the next example, display the details of all the actors that have an annual earning in the range 50,000 to 100,000. So this is a range. This is where we can make use of between, and we select star from TBL actors where the annual earnings, which is what we want to check, between, and we specify the range between 50,000 and 100,000. That is how you would use the between operator. And in that case, you would then get the range of 70,000, which falls within that range, and Piglet is the only one in that range. And for the between operator, that is similar to using the and operator. So we could have said where annual earnings equals 5,000 and where annual earnings is greater than equal to 5,000 and annual earnings less than equal to 100,000. That would be the equivalent instead of using between. Another example where we could use between, display the details of all the actors that were born between these dates. Again, the minute we're working with dates, you should be thinking immediately, I need to enclose these dates between a hash. So we select star from TBL actors, we're checking the date of birth, that is the date field, between, and we have the first value and we have the second value. Both are dates and both are enclosed between the hash characters. So here there seems to be an error. It should be, we want it between the dates 21/10/1990. Oh, it's just the other way around. There it is, 21/10/1990 and 21/10/2010. So there it is, 21/10/2020. So this is how you would use the between operator when working with dates. And if you look at all those date of births that are within that range, this is what you would have within the range 1990 to 2010. So this concludes how we make use of the where clause in a select. It's used for restricting information, and there are many different data types that it can be used on. Make sure you revise the different data types. I hope this video helps. Till the next time, bye.